Yeah, I've been working out with Jameis quite a bit this off season. It pretty much came about as him reaching out to me. He reached out to me one time. He asked me to come, and I was like, I'm not in town. I'm not around right now. And then I actually reached out to him the second time because I ended up being in Tampa, and I was like, "Yo, I'm in Tampa." He was like, "Man, I'm not even here. I'm in San Diego right now." And then he was like, "Man, you know what? Listen, next week I'm gonna be in LA. You got to come to LA." And ever since then, that week, I've pretty been with James the whole time this off season.
So basically, you had to follow him around the country.
Yeah, definitely. But he's a great quarterback. He paid for my flight to get out there. So yeah, if he paid for it, I definitely have no excuse of not coming.
How did I know you won't know this yet until the season starts, but how do you think that's helped a little bit? I mean, it's got to help a lot with timing and chemistry just to have all that extra work before y'all actually get to the facility
Yeah,
this summer.
definitely, definitely. We feel like we're building a good bond. Not just on the football field, but off the football field. Just getting to know him as a person, getting to know him. In certain situations, how he act around his family. Around his wife and kids. He's honestly like just a great person in general, and everything that comes on the football field. And towards the season, I feel like it's not going to be by mistake. It all going to be for a purpose because that's just the type of person he is. He works very hard, and like I seen it firsthand. Working out with him next to him, like he's honestly a hard worker, and I know for a fact it's going to pay off. Just with him.
So did his family come out to like y'all's training sessions, or were you staying with him, or I guess how did you end up getting to know them?
So, like I said, he's a very good person. And he invited me into his home. He's like, if you don't want to get a hotel, look, you can stay at my place. I got rooms. You can stay at my place. Like, so yeah, I met, his wife, his kids, his mom, everyone. So yeah, he invited me into his home, and I stayed there.
Having a healthy Michael Thomas back, how much can that help the entire receiver core open things up for your entire offense?
Oh man, definitely. Just having Mike, presence on the field and in the room, he's a great guy. You see what he can do when he's healthy. Like everybody knows what Michael Thomas can do when he's healthy, and just having him back and around, it's a great experience. Him, teaching the young guys a lot, and just his presence, being a veteran. So it's great having him back.
Do you have a favorite story of him maybe competing in something off the field, whether it's video games or ping pong, where he's just that competitive?
I wish I had a story, but no, nothing too much off the field about Mike.
Tre'Quan, I know you did a lot more down the field in college. Do you feel like there's elements to your game that you could maybe unlock a little bit with a more vertical stretch out offense that isn't quite as condensed?
Yeah, definitely. And we talked about it a lot. James already told me, he was like, man, listen, when I got the ball, whatever you do, don't stop running. Because, I'm looking forward to, stretch the ball this year. So, man, please don't stop running on me. Yeah. And don't make me look bad if you're not running. So, definitely, I definitely think we're looking to stretch the ball a lot this year.
What's the difference in that? Just like, are you able to take a little bit more time to get open? Like, is a little bit more time to set up your routes in that when you got a little bit more time and the offense is a little more stretched out? Like, how does that change things for you?
I say it really doesn't change much for me. Now it's kind of like you as a player, like if your route is usually a decoy route, like and it takes you all the way down the field, you know what I mean? Now it's still an option. Like he said, don't start running because usually, you may start running, you got a decoy route, you take your guy out of there. But now he's like, don't start running because, I'm going to come backside. And if it's open, I'm going to throw you. I don't care if you like 60, 70 yards down the field, I'm going to throw it. So that's kind of how it is.
So every season is pretty critical, but do you feel like this one might be even more so for you because you've had the seasons where you hadn't been able to finish out because of injury and that kind of thing?
Yeah, and that's one of my biggest focus. I said this last year and the year before, but I really don't know. It's not like I don't prepare, and like I don't prepare myself not to get injured, but it's just something, that I really can't control. And I've been trying my best, this all season just to work on the minor things that may lead up to it, even though it's not hurting now, and just, fixing it and tweaking it and making sure it's strong as possible. So, I don't have no, ankle injuries this year.
Are there anything that you've done that have been a complete departure from what you have been doing, or are you just trying to be better at what you have been doing in terms of preparation?
Pretty much. It's nothing that I didn't do. Like as far as prepping my body, and making sure all my details and everything's there. I say it's more emphasis is on like the smaller things, like my core. Like I always thought I had a strong core, but my core wasn't really strong after I did different workouts. So, with Jameis, like I realized like I thought my core was strong, but yeah, nah, not. So it's kind of things like that.
Tre'Quan, do you feel like a level of trust from the coaching staff, front office, after they had to let Emmanuel go and they haven't really brought anybody else in? Like, do you feel like this is kind of like a big opportunity for you to really show what you could do as like a number two?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's a big opportunity for me. Knowing that they didn't bring any, veterans and that didn't drive, a high receiver. And I feel like they, expect me to show up this year, and that's just what I'm gonna do, and I appreciate that.
Where do you think the biggest areas of growth you've made in these last couple of years?
Oh man, just trusting myself, putting myself in the right position to make plays, and being able to, being a veteran, being able to read defenses before it happens, put myself in the right spot, to be a football player and make plays. I feel like that's gonna be my strength this year.
Tre'Quan, I know we've asked you about your blocking ability before, but is that something that you've really developed in the NFL, or you think that was always a strength of yours? Because I know it's really become a forte for you.
I say it always was, a strength of mine coming out of college. And where I was from at UCF, my coach Trey Walters and my coach Frost, they preaching, no block, no rock. You gotta be able to block, and help your teammates make plays. Then you can make a play. So it's something I always took to heart.
And I also can't help but notice, I remember talking to you early in your career about how you admitted that learning each different position took a little while, but now it feels like coaches always say that's one of your strengths is knowing every position. Do you still consider the outside your best strength, or do you feel like your versatility has reached a point where you don't really have one or the other?
To be honest, I feel like whatever position they want to put me in, I'm gonna be in that position, knowing I know every position, in this offense, and I feel like that's my strength, being versatile, not just playing outside, but playing, like playing the sub position too. So like I'm not hard on one position inside or outside. Put me in where I can play, coach, honestly.
Great. I think we're all set. Thank you.
What impresses you? What impresses you about Adam at the tight end position? What did he really do last season to really, win the favor of the offense?
So one thing I noticed about Adam Trout, he always run his routes hard, and like you could see it. And like in camp, me and a couple of guys talked about him. I was like, man, he gonna be good. Like he get opportunity to play, he's going to be good because every day in camp he showed up without a doubt. Like he made plays like literally every day in camp. Like so, you once you see that, from a person, you was like, it's gonna be, it's gonna be a nice journey for them. Like they're doing it so easily. Like every day they're coming out here and grinding and making plays, and I was just so happy for him because he literally did everything you asked him to do and made the plays that you thought someone wouldn't make, and he made them. Like so, I was very impressed with him.